welcome to the Fort Worth Chamber's 12th State of Education Luncheon. Interim Superintendent Dr. Pat Linares understands this critical connection between business and education.
I just have to say a huge thank you to the Fort Worth Chamber. Everything that you do for the city of Fort Worth is immeasurable and helps to keep our community what it is, the best community in all of the United States. So thank you for all you do. My time in the district as interim superintendent has been a privilege that I feel blessed and honored to have had. We have had many celebrations, many challenges, and many opportunities for improvement this year. This job can never be done alone. First of all, let me let you know Fort Worth ISD is growing. We have approximately 87,000 students enrolled in our 143 campuses. Our student population continues to grow each year by 700 to 1,000 students. Many are returning to our district from private and charter schools. In fact, our Gold Seals programs and schools of choice have turned out to be quite the draw. Over the past 4 years, they have pulled in more than 1,000 students from private, charter, and out-of-district schools. So how are our students doing? Accountability scores received this summer have shown that 12 of the campuses that we had rated improvement required have turned that around, and they have attained the Met Standard rating. That is a real accomplishment for those 12 campuses. 14 of our 15 high schools met standard, 26 of 27 of our middle schools met standard, and while not all of our elementary schools have met standard on Index 1, I am proud to announce that 99% of our elementary schools met standard on Index 2, which is student progress. And that's what we want to see. We want to see our students continuing to progress. Additionally, you'll see that Fort Worth ISD campuses earned a total of 181 distinctions. And I will tell you that 9 of our schools achieved all of the distinctions that were possible for their category. And that alone is an accomplishment for our schools. So while there is much to do, we have new initiatives, and I'm proud to say the leadership of our new superintendent, I begin to know that the future is looking very, very bright for Fort Worth ISD. We have some accomplishments that I think you need to know about because I think it's important that we share the positives of things that are going on in Fort Worth ISD so that everybody is able to see the positive things that are happening here. Among campus honors, you'll see that Charles Nash Elementary was named a Blue Ribbon School by the Department of Education. It is important to know that nationally, there are over 98,000 campuses in the United States. Of those 98,000 campuses, only 285 achieved this distinction, and we are extremely proud that Nash Elementary was one of those 285. The National Center for Urban Education Transformation this year recognized 4 of our campuses as being among the best in the nation. Our Young Men's Leadership Academy received that organization's Silver Award. We also had Charles Nash and North High Mount Elementaries and Stripling Middle School who got the Bronze Award. And what's most exciting is that I'm very excited to know that this year we have 11 campuses that are eligible to apply for this award. So we continue to increase on the positives that are happening here in Fort Worth. And on a fine arts note, because we all love the fine arts, Fort Worth ISD again was named a Best Community for Music Education by the University of Kansas, and that's been 2 years in a row. And also, I'd like for you to see something else. If you look at the next slide, you're going to see that we are actively preparing our students for college and a successful career. As you know, all Fort Worth ISD students take the SAT, And as you can see by the numbers on the screen, we had impressive increases this past year in our advanced placement participation, qualifying AP scores. You can read that. But I think what's important to note is that if you look at the scores, we had increases of 13% all the way to a 57% increase in what we have going on and what the programs that we are providing. Our college and technical licensures and certifications since 2011, we went from 138 to over 800, 878 to be exact. That is an impressive amount for the students of our school district. Another positive trend is our rising graduation rate. We know that until we get 100% graduating on time, we're not going to be happy. But the fact of the matter is we continue to improve that. So you'll see that since 2011, we have continued to have a positive trend in our graduation rates of students graduating on time. Our district, for some of you that are not aware, has 14 comprehensive high schools. They are structured to meet the needs of all of our students and fully prepare them for their future. Each of our schools offer all 5 endorsements that were established by House Bill 5, and all of them offer our comprehensive advanced placement and dual credit programs. In June, our first full group of Gold Seal graduates, 1,037 of them received their diplomas. They left high school with hands-on experience, certifications and licensures, college credits, and in many times even associate's degrees. Each high school offers 2 to 5 Gold Seal programs of choice. In our district, we have a total of 99 different programs throughout the district. To remind you, these programs are the pathways that we give students for more ownership in their own learning. They immerse students in hands-on experiences and real-world learning in career fields that interest them. Many of you in this room are partners with Fort Worth ISD in our Gold Seal programs. You're able to see on a day-to-day basis the impact that the programs have, and even more so, the impact that you make by being a partner with our students. And so for that, we thank you. And I want you to look at just some of the categories that you get to choose from in those 99 different programs in our district. We have everything from architecture to culinary arts, fine arts, the health sciences, our STEM programs, and we have all kinds of programs, especially in engineering and robotics. There is absolutely something for everyone. Every student who comes into our district can find a pathway to success in their career by working with us and getting in the Gold Seal programs of choice. And now we can honestly say we have 3 Gold Seal early college high schools. The Texas Academy of Biomedical Sciences, or as we call it, TABS. We have Marine Creek Collegiate High School on the campus of Tarrant County College Northwest, and our newest, South Collegiate High School on the campus of Tarrant County South. These schools help first-generation college goers make a smooth transition from high school to college, and best of all, they can graduate with not just a high school diploma, but also an associate degree. Each family can literally save thousands of dollars in college expenses. At this time, I must acknowledge Irma Johnson Hadley, who helped bring the vision of the TCC Fort Worth ISD collaboration for early college high schools to fruition. These schools are and will always be part of her legacy. I was honored to know her, and I will miss her greatly, but I appreciate what she has done for the city of Fort Worth. So as I continue, I just want to tell you a little bit more about the programs of choice that we have in our other schools at the levels that we have. We continue to add more programs and schools of choice at the middle school level that flow into our high school programs. I'm just going to give you an example of one. Jack Hay Middle School has a math, science, and communications program that builds the skills necessary for Dunbar High School's aviation technology program or their engineering and robotics program at Dunbar. That is just one example in one of our 13 pyramids. Last year, we opened the World Languages Institute. Some of you heard about that last year as we were here in this same room. This outstanding school of choice welcomes students coming up from the elementary Spanish immersion and dual language programs, as well as students who are interested in learning Spanish as a second language and then moving on and learning a third language. Last year, I hope many of you will remember Jackson Roblo, who spoke to you here at the State of Education Luncheon. He did a wonderful job and made our school proud. World Languages Institute will continue to add a grade every year, and their first graduating class will be in the year 2020. We have TABS, the Texas Biomedical Sciences School. Our TABS Preparatory Academy is at Stripling Middle School, and it continues to prepare our students for the Texas Academy of Biomedical Sciences at TCC. And exciting news, we have laid the foundation for 2 more preparatory academies. Our STEM Preparatory Academy at Meadowbrook Middle School, and our Visual and Performing Arts Preparatory Academy that it will be at Monig Middle School. All of these schools will continue to have the academies preparing our students for their future. These middle school academies will open next year to begin preparing our students who want to attend the STEM and VPA high school academies, which voters approved in the 2013 bond and will open in the fall of 2017. So we've looked at high school and middle school. For our elementary parents in the room and our elementary soon-to-be parents in the room, we want to tell you a little bit about our elementary programs as well. Our elementary programs and schools of choice are amazing. I already mentioned to you our Spanish immersion at Morningside Elementary and at Burton Hill Elementary. Another one of our outstanding examples is our B-Sharp program at Como Elementary. We also have in Fort Worth ISD applied learning centers, Montessori schools, and many STEM-related programs of choice, all at the elementary level. Some of the most exciting news that we've had this year is happening with our youngest learners. This year we added pre-K classrooms at 6 elementary schools. By providing an early education to over 600 new pre-kindergarten students, we have helped to set the foundation for success in school and beyond. And I'm also very proud of the work done through our capital improvement program. In addition to the new pre-kindergarten classrooms, we have 2 brand new elementary schools that are currently under construction, Washington Heights Elementary and West Park Elementary. Construction is also underway on the new Aviation Maintenance and Education Center at Dunbar High School. And we will soon begin work on our state-of-the-art visual and performing arts and STEM academies to be housed in our very own historic I.M. Terrell. I truly appreciate the support that you have provided through every step, every improvement, every challenge, and every success. The relationship that we have built has helped achieve great things. You, each and every one of you in this room, is making a difference in the lives of our children and in the future of the Fort Worth community. I look forward to seeing the future of Fort Worth ISD, especially with Dr. Kent Paredes Scribner at the helm. And for those of you that know me best, you know that there will never be a program or a speech or anything without students. That is what we are about. It is what we live for and have a passion for. And so today, we actually have a little presentation from our children, the honor choir, Children's Honor Choir of Fort Worth ISD. And I think you're going to completely enjoy this. So again, on a personal note, thank you so much for all you have done for me and for the school district and all of the work that you've done and everything that you've helped us with. Here is the result.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to like you, getting to hope you like me, getting to know you, putting it my way but nicely. You're precisely my cup of tea. Getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy. When I'm with you, get to know what to say. Haven't you noticed suddenly I'm bright and breezy because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Fort Worth. It's art and cows, and we know how. Deep in the heart of Fort Worth, with eyes anew, we welcome you. Deep in the heart of Fort Worth, music rules in all our schools. Deep in the heart of Fort Worth, the stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Fort Worth, where the West begins and never ends. Deep in the heart of Fort Worth, because of all the beautiful and new things I'm learning about you day by day. Deep in the heart of Fort Worth. Welcome, Dr.
Would you please do me a big honor and a big favor and welcome our incoming superintendent, Dr. Kent Paredes Scribner. We are thrilled to have him here.
Thank you very, very much. Wow, and special thanks to the Fort Worth ISD Children's Honor Choir under the direction of Christy Seligson and Dinah Menger. Let's give them a big round of applause. Gracias por acompañarnos esta tarde. Thank you very, very much for being with us this afternoon. I am thrilled and honored to be a member of the Fort Worth school community. This is a very impressive group of young people, an incredibly impressive faculty, staff, and administration that I've met here over the last several weeks, and I am extremely honored to serve 87,000 students, the business community, the community at large, and certainly our Board of Trustees. I think we are fortunate in this time in our history to have a Board of Trustees, and we thank them for their presence here today. My experience with them over the last month is that they are a great group of individual leaders and collective leaders who are interested in building positive relationships that are focused on the right things. We're fortunate that they are truly committed to improving academic achievement for all students in all parts of our city. All students, ALL. And that's what I'm about. I am very, very excited to be here in Fort Worth and engage with you and engage internally with our internal community, but also externally as well. I came to Fort Worth here in the last few weeks, still in the process of moving, and really was impressed, recognizing that we have a business community, that we have a philanthropic community, that we have a nonprofit community that really is engaged and interested in probably providing bigger bang for the buck of any large city in the nation. I was very, very happy and content on an upward trajectory with the district in Phoenix, Arizona, when I found out about Fort Worth, and when I did a little bit of research, I recognized that this truly was an institution and a city on its way from good to great. I'm extremely excited to become a member of this community. I've met wonderful people here. I want to thank our president of the chamber, Bill Thornton. Thank you for your welcoming and your support for this event today. Wade Wallace also. We appreciate your generosity in hosting this very important yearly event that we will continue to do for many years to come. At this time, I would like to express my personal gratitude to a very, very important individual that you just heard from. I want to thank Dr. Patricia Linares for leading this district for almost a year and a half. She has been a godsend to this community and to this district, getting us stabilized and pointed in a positive direction. But for me personally, she also has made this transition tremendously positive, and I want to give her a round of applause again. Pat's passion for our students, for our schools, and for our community is remarkable, and I will never forget the hope that you provided this community and me. And someday, I wish to emulate the honorable way in which you have stayed the course and sailed through the finish line. There are some people who are wrapping up responsibilities in an organization, they kind of coast. There's a concept that I believe in called honorable closure. And Pat Linares has sprinted through the finish line. I want to thank you for that and setting us on a positive course. Thank you very much. In coming to Fort Worth and becoming a member of this community, I found great opportunity from both a personal and a professional perspective. For me personally, some of you already know this, it's an opportunity to reconnect with family. I said initially, I've never lived in Texas, but I do feel like I'm coming home. My parents are both retired professors, both professors emeritus. Dad at University of Texas at Austin in education administration. In fact, one of his star students was Pat Linares, and mom retired also, a professor emeritus from Texas State in San Marcos. They both have relocated to Texas, to Dallas, North Texas. Also have a sister and her family. So for me, it's a great opportunity, not only professionally to get engaged and work toward taking Fort Worth ISD from good to great, but I feel like I'm coming home, and I want to be here for a long time and build something special in this community. Professionally, I am very optimistic about the trajectory of our district and this great city. My official start date is a week from today, October 15th. And as that draws nearer, I continue to meet with leaders in our community who genuinely care about the students and the future of Fort Worth. It motivates me to work alongside great business and community leaders, as well as our Board of Trustees, in order to build a Fort Worth ISD that can become a national leader in urban education. This is not like other cities in our nation. This has a small town feel. People care about each other, as the mayor told me in my one of my first meetings here at lunch. We are a community that doesn't want to just settle. We want to achieve, and we want to go beyond what the expectations are. Despite the fact that our student population, many of them come to our schools with some challenges. 3 out of 4 students in Fort Worth are economically disadvantaged. They come to our schools with great challenges, yet I believe that we have the resources, we have the heart, we have the head, and we have the stomach to make the tough decisions and lead this district in a positive direction. A few weeks ago, Bill, your chamber president and CEO, shared with me the positive economic outlook for Fort Worth and the region. And one of the most important pieces in a positive economic outlook are viable, functioning, high-performing schools. As goes the city, so go the schools. If we don't have good, strong schools, then our upward growth will be halted and will be slowed down, and we cannot have that. It's our job, it's my responsibility to build a system, a sustainable system over time that has high quality as its primary outcome, and that we are preparing students for success not only in college but in career and in life. We need to prepare Fort Worth students for Fort Worth jobs. You heard the sound of freedom coming above us just the other day with just the other moment with the airplane, and we have great opportunities and great industry here in this community that I think we have a responsibility to prepare our students for. Let me tell you something about myself. When I interview candidates, one of the things I believe in wholeheartedly is that the best predictor of future performance is past performance. So I think it will be worthwhile for me to share with you some of my experiences in my former role in Phoenix, Arizona, so you kind of know what you're getting. Phoenix, like Fort Worth and most major cities, also experiences a qualified worker shortage. Similar to our community here in Fort Worth, also in the areas of health careers, information technology, and STEM. Over the last 8 years, worked very hard with university partners and business partners and the school district to create a successful implementation of small specialty programs, much like the programs we heard about today, embedding them into our large comprehensive campuses. I'll just share with you 3 examples. One is Bioscience High School. In the footprint of the TGen, the biotech industry in Central Phoenix. It offers internships and externships with biotech industry and the tech fields as those industries are bracing for widespread retirements. There's what's called the silver tsunami is coming, when we have folks who are in who are in technical positions, and they will be retiring. And if we do not invest in our students today, it's not a question of how we want our students to perform today. It's a question of what kind of Fort Worth do we want to live in a decade? What kind of Fort Worth and what kind of Texas do we want to live in the decades to come? And I think investing today is good business. We have great opportunity for our high school students and all of our students to become interns, to be hired at entry-level positions while they continue their education. The dual enrollment opportunities that we have at Tarrant County College. If we do this on a meaningful scale, many of our students will come out of high school with more refined technology skills, design skills, communication skills, employability skills, really, than any of the previous generations have had. Again, when we were going to school, those of us of the la tercera generación, as they say, the third generation, those of us who are part of the silver tsunami, we think of education in the realm of the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. The 3 R's today in schools are rigor. Are our coursework rigorous enough? Relevance. When our students ask us, why do I need to know this? We need to have an answer. And relationships. Are we building solid relationships and supporting our students and providing a social and emotional net for them? The 2-parent white picket fence household is not the norm for our students. So we need to provide them that stable environment, that safe place to go to school so that academic achievement can take off and continue on a positive trajectory. We do this from an academic perspective, preparing students for college, but also preparing students for career with our career and technical education courses, vocational education as we used to call it. In these fields, students who from formerly underrepresented groups in the medical engineering and research are preparing for careers while they are engaging in industry. Another great example on the public sector side is a police and fire science high school that we established years ago in my former life, and something that I think we can replicate and enhance here. A public safety high school training tomorrow's law enforcement, EMT, fire, corrections professionals. That also enjoys great success. And interestingly enough, those schools, the career and technical education schools, those specialized schools that are preparing students for career, also have enjoyed some of the highest student achievement in the district. And more recently, and probably more relevant to today's world, and I know what's happening here in the region with the technology infrastructure that is developing. There is a new computer programming and coding academy that is being established, and that'll bring industry and education together to create a school that can produce technologically skilled, workforce-ready graduates for high school for high-tech industry. I was sharing with a group this morning at breakfast that on that planning committee, working with leaders from Google, from Cisco Systems, and GoDaddy.com, which is also in the Tempe area, they joked. They said, out of those small specialized high schools, we hope that you have a 10 to 15% college going rate. And I said, what? We want much higher than that. I said, no. These students, when they graduate from a computer programming and coding academy, they're going to be able to leave high school and enter into the workforce and make near six figures. And we want our students to have those opportunities. Vocational education, career and technical education in the past, we used to decide who was going to vocational school and who was going to college in the 8th grade. That's no longer the case. Both of those career paths should be rigorous and should be preparing students for success beyond high school. 66%, 2/3 of the jobs in this region that earn a family-sustaining wage require at least 2 years of post-secondary instruction. So our most important semester is the semester after our students graduate. And that's what we're preparing our students for success in college, career, and community leadership. Schools such as these, and schools that I think that we can invest in and develop here in Fort Worth, are preparing students not only for post-secondary education, but for high-demand professions. Here in Fort Worth, we're already doing this, as we shared earlier, with the Gold Seal Programs of Choice and the Gold Seal Schools of Choice. Yet, in order to build this success, a two-way flow of information between the business community and the schools is imperative. We need to communicate with each other. We need to learn from each other. If we're going to prepare students for the jobs in the future that are in high demand, in the business industry and Fort Worth's ISD curriculum must be aligned. We need to talk to each other. I'm here not to talk to you, but to talk with you. And we need to build that kind of relationship. We have pockets of success. How do we scale that success? That's going to be a primary charge in the months and years to come for me. As I said earlier, as go the schools, so goes the community. And Fort Worth ISD, our schools cannot be successful without a dynamic partnership with the business community. College and career-ready graduates are assets that will attract new business and opportunity to Fort Worth. I'm going to ask that the business community help me convene leaders from all sectors of the community. We cannot do this together. If we look at, it's an arithmetic question. Students young people from the moment they're born until they graduate high school are in our schools, 7.5 hours school day. They are in our schools 15% of their lives. So they're elsewhere 85%. So I'm going to ask the business community to help me convene leaders from all sectors of the community, educators, business leaders, the philanthropic community, nonprofits, social service agencies, our faith-based organizations, and others toward getting a mature and strategic plan that focuses on a thriving Fort Worth in every aspect. I'm going to ask you to invest in our students because they certainly are worthy of this. And it's going to pay us dividends, not only socially, but also in terms of our economic prosperity. I believe that the way we address low student achievement and challenges of low socioeconomic status, many of our students, as I said, are coming from economically disadvantaged households. I believe we need to change the lens from which we view our students. Our students are not problems that need to be solved. Our students are assets that need to be invested in. Our job is not to minimize their failure. Our job is to maximize their success. We have low-income students who perhaps don't speak English, who perhaps come from homes that are not your traditional, two-parent, solid middle-class home. But we also have high-achieving and middle-achieving students in those ranks as well. Our focus is not on high school. My focus will not be on high school graduation. My focus will be on college and career preparedness. How our students, again, do the semester after they graduated. I am committed to communicating with you and not to you. I want us to have a conversation that engages our entire community in a dialogue, in a relationship. The theme of Fort Worth ISD before I even got here was building relationships. And in closing, I've learned after 13 years as a superintendent and 28 years in the game that leadership is not a job. Leadership is not a position. Leadership is a relationship. And we need to build that together. It's my feeling that building meaningful, productive relationships across our school community, internal community and external community, is necessary as we strive to prepare all students for success in college, career, and community leadership. Thank you very much for hosting us today and the opportunity to serve this tremendous community. Thank you.